Hey guys, Ms. Wilfong here with Parallelograms Part 2, question number 6. Properties of the parallelogram. We're going to go over and we're going to use them to apply to this section of the roof that they pulled out in this figure. They want us to use drop-down menus that I will tell you what your options were in the drop-down menus to help us choose. All right, let's get going. So mark up our figure first by going through our properties of parallelograms. So both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. So side AB is parallel to side DC, and side AD is parallel to side BC. Then we also know through the properties of a parallelogram that both pair of opposite sides are congruent. So side AD is congruent to side BC, and side AB is congruent to side DC. Okay, so that takes care of the first two. Our third property of parallelograms is that both pairs of opposite angles are congruent. So angle A is congruent to angle D, and angle B is congruent to angle D. So we mark those. And then we also know that the consecutive interior angles are supplementary. So that would allow us to figure out some of our missing angle measures. Like we could figure out the measure of angle D since we know that angle C is 150, since angle C is 50 degrees, we can figure out the measure of angle D because supplementary angles are two angles that add up to 180 degrees. So let's take a look at that. So angle D plus angle C equals 180 degrees. We don't know the measure of angle D, so we're just going to leave it as angle D plus 50, because that's the measure of angle C, equals 180. So following our rules to solve an equation, we're going to subtract 50 from both sides, and that's going to leave us with the measure of angle D is going to be 130 degrees. Oh, I forgot my zero. Hang on. There we go. So I can use this. I'm going to write it in here. So this is 130 degrees, this angle. And knowing that the opposite angles are congruent, I know that angle B is also going to be 130 degrees. And angle A is opposite angle C. So angle A is going to be 50 degrees since it is congruent to angle C. So the options for the measure of angle A were 40, 50, 130, and 140. So for angle A, it looks like it's going to be 50 degrees is the choice we would want to select. The measure of angle B we've calculated was 130 degrees. So now all we have left is to figure out the length of side A. And the drop down, we had two choices of either 18 feet or 20 feet. So side AB is opposite side DC. So side AB is opposite side DC. If side DC was 20 feet, then the only choice we could make based on both pairs of opposite sides are congruent in a parallelogram would be 20 feet. Hope that helps.